Right, here we are then for the final live featuring a suite of products for today. We won't have looked at all of the suites of products in the catalogue, but we have delved a bit deeper into 5 of them. So apologies that I'm a bit later than I intended to be. Perhaps had ought to just eat something every now and then. It's possibly good for me to eat something. So here we are, as I say, with the final live. I'm just digging through and looking to share it, and then we will be ready to go. And the final suite of products that we're looking for is another really big suite. In fact, the biggest in the catalogue, I think. This entire suite, if you go for everything in the suite, is £151. So that's a lot of product that you get. And like the Sand and Sea one that we looked at a little bit earlier, this is one of the suites that was in my box that didn't arrive until late yesterday, so I haven't even had time to play with it myself. So we're going to be exploring it together, which is always good fun. We never quite know what's going to happen then, do we? So hopefully that is now shared over to my customer group, so we can have a look and see what is in the box, what is in this suite of products. So Love You Always. Just first look at it, obviously, you know, it's got Valentine's Day in mind, but also anniversaries, weddings, engagements, any of the above would be perfect, or this suite would be perfect for. So we've got a couple of stamp sets, we've got a couple of die sets. Thank you. Or are you home quarantine, Vicky? Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying them. Do go and find some more and catch up, and we'll be I'm always in and out and round and about. You're more than welcome to come and join us anytime. So we've got 2 stamp sets, 2 coordinating die sets. We've got some foil sheets, which we will dig about and have a look at in a minute. We've got some ribbon, some Blushing Bride ribbon that's got some sort of gold sparkly bits in there. Blushing Bride metallic ribbon. We have some little heart charms. Let's find those. Those are in here. We've got some matte black dots, which are just here. Well, those have wiggled. So they're sort of almost like black pearls, but they don't have that sheen to them. They are very matte, but really lovely. They're going to be incredibly useful, I think. We've got some Speciality designer series paper that's got some foiling on it, and then we have somewhere a pack of ordinary DSP, and we also have some treat boxes. So lots for us to explore in this suite. So we will look at that in a bit more detail, and then we'll have a bit of a play, see what some of it does. So let me just put these papers to one side for a minute, because they're going to cover everything up. And let's have a look at these 2 dies. So this first stamp set is called Always in My Heart. So quite sweet. You've got some outline flowers there, and then you've got some infill bits. Those are always good fun. And that looks like a bit like a lily just there. Some leaves. So some really nice flowers and foliage there. You had me at hello. So a beautiful big heart just there, and that looks like it's a stamp, yes, that you ink it up, and the words are the negative part of it. You've got "Be my Valentine," "Happy anniversary," "Here's to another year of happily ever after," "You're always in my heart," "The best kind of friend is the kind like you." You've got some nice hearts there, so you've got an outline and a solid heart, so presumably they are going to line up so that you could fill those little outline hearts with colour, or you can use them as just outlines or just solids. So that lovely little stamp set, really useful, say Valentine's, anniversaries, whether it's your own anniversary or somebody else's. And to go with that, we have the floral heart dies. So let's open these up. This is a big wide set of dies. This is a 6x6 pack. That's always exciting, isn't it? Let's open these up and let's have a look. Oh, isn't that pretty? So you've got this big floral die. Would be great for wedding invitations and those sorts of things. You've got a little die here with these 3 flowers on. That's really pretty, isn't it? That looks like it's going to cut those flowers out as individual pieces. And again, you've got the leaves there. So do we think, yeah, I think they may well work alongside these flowers here. So although you might not want to cut them out necessarily, they would work alongside them. So it could be that you can do the solid background and layer those up. That's something we'll have a look at. Just having a look at the samples to see if we see any that are together. No, but we'll see. These flowers are also in this heart just here. So yeah, so really pretty. And then we've got all these dies that are obviously going to cut out our stamped images from this stamp set. So that's a really lovely stamp set. Oh, and then we've got a second lot of dies. Look at this banner. That's fabulous. And then a heart border. And these lots of little hearts just there. Really useful to have little hearts like that you can, so like that project just there that's got these little hearts all around about it that you can just add a scattering of hearts to. That's always useful. So that's really nice die set. There is 16 dies in there. So let's tuck that in there and put that to one side. So that's one bundle, one stamp set and die bundle. Hi Beryl. This is the Forever and Always stamp set. It's got these 2 beautiful big flowers. I've seen a lot done with these flowers. They really are nice blossoms, nice blooms. You've got some little leaves and a little bird there. So like this sample just here, just really beautiful. Then you've got a big love, a big always, and then some my whole heart forever, so forever and always. Love you with my whole heart. Love you more. Always together. Love you so very much. Just love you. Oh, so that's really nice. So say that big floral image, those big greetings. And then in this die set, you have an always, you have a love, so you can cut out love and always. You've got an outline of love and always, so you can stamp those and die cut them with an outline. I don't know how these two sit together, whether you can have, whether one will act as a shadow for the other. It looks like they might do. That's exciting. You've got a couple of sort of banners there, 3 different sizes. You've got your flowers and your leaves, and you've got this pretty little set of little blossoms there that you can cut out and add to projects if you just want some little flowers scattered around the place. So that's another really great bundle. So say weddings, anniversaries, Valentine's, friends' birthdays, whatever it is. We've got these lovely little heart charms. So they're like solid, flat-backed, solid hearts. They're really nice. So they're really nice, sort of added into that box just there. The little charm tied through the bow. Lovely little bit of an addition. Say our ribbon, our black dots, and then we've got our papers and our boxes. Let's have a little look. Let's get one of these boxes out. So they're sort of a bit like matchbox type things. So that will open up like that, and they're actually bigger than I thought they were going to be. And of course the other thing you can do is you can always use these as a template to create boxes in different colours. If you don't want to, you can spritz them, you can ink them, you'll be able to use the new blending brushes to colour them. But if you didn't want to do that, you could use these as a template. So these are going to as you can see, I've not made one of these up earlier. Not quite understanding that, unless that it doesn't come around like that, does it? Aha, yes it does, because it's a drawer, isn't it? So that comes down like that, making much more sense now, which gives that a really good solid base. That is going to come over there, and that is going to come over there. I was trying to make it a box that sort of had a top on it, but of course it doesn't need to be a top with a box on it, top on it. It's they are going to come down there, and they could possibly tuck underneath those bottom pieces, but that's a general look at how those go. So they're actually a nice size box. I thought they were going to be much smaller than that. I'm not complaining. That's wonderful. But yes, I would think that you take these bits down first, and then you bring this bit down. That tucks in, so that's much neater, isn't it? So those flaps are underneath, and that all folds in like that, nice and neat, and slides in there. So you could put some holes on there and put some ribbon through so that they're easier to pull out and shut. But those are the treat boxes. So those are fabulous. So there's treat boxes. We've got stamps, we've got dies. This is the True Love Designer Series paper. And I do love this because it is black and white. So I love a bit of black and white, a bit of I just think it is so classic. But obviously you can also take these and colour in the flowers as stripe. Look at that big all over print, that's rather lovely. And a pattern, again you've got these roses that you could just use as they are or colour them in. Some nice dots, those are always useful. That's sort of like almost like a daisy print. It's rather fun, isn't it? There's a diagonal stripe, some more big flowers. Great background paper, or fussy cut those to add them as toppers. Oh, look at that fun paper. Beautiful. And then that's got like these sort of little diamonds on it. So those are beautiful papers. You've just got so much you can do with them. Sponge on them to add some colour. Use them as they are. Yeah, gotta love a bit of black and white. I think I will fight with that later. In fact, I probably won't fight with it at all. I will probably put it into a 12 by 12 pocket. So here we've got the Love You Always foil sheets. So with the foil sheets you get 6 foil sheets, 2 each of 3 colours, and that's Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose and Sahara Sand. Ooh. So you're not going to get the true colour really in this artificial light. But they're really beautiful. Like the Sahara Sand one. So you get 2 of each of those. And really need to show you those in daylight, didn't I? But those are beautiful. The colours in the catalogue are actually quite true to colour. So those are going to be really useful. And then we have a Love You Always Speciality Designer Series paper. Let's see if we can break into this. So this is foiled paper, so it's not double-sided, it's single-sided, and you get 2 each of, no, wrong one, you get 4 each of 3 designs. So of each of these designs you get 4 sheets. So isn't that pretty? Oh, that one's rather scrummy. So again, you've got the Blushing Bride and the Rococo Rose and the Sahara Sand. Isn't that lovely? And quite nice actually if you are doing something like invitations, the fact you get 4 sheets of each one is a good thing. So beautiful, lovely quality, so you'd be able to make bags and boxes and things out of that, as well as using it as accents on cards and things. So, where shall we start? Let's move this to one side. See if we turn over the page, you've got even more samples there, using the little, that heart die border in there. Yeah, using the big, that looks like it's, I don't know whether that's been die cut or whether that's heat embossed, but that lovely banner, that's very beautiful. Right, let's have a play. So Sahara Sand, Blushing Bride and Rococo Rose obviously feature quite heavily in the colourway of the papers. And that in itself is just a lovely combination, isn't it? So let's have a look. Where shall we start? Let's start at the very beginning. going to grab some Rococo Rose, and we haven't got a Sahara Sand and blends, and we haven't got Blushing Bride either, but we do have Rococo Rose. So I think I might start with some of these big flowers and blossom, and come in with some leaves, but obviously the leaves I'm not going to use Sahara Sand or Rococo Rose or any of the above. I think I want to go Mossy Meadow actually. If I'm going Rococo Rose, we'll go a bit darker. Let's take this piece of Whisper White. Let's take our trimmer, and what I am going to do, oh excellent, is I am going to take a new blade. Let's take this blade out. So I'm not quite sure what I've done to that, but it really is not playing ball. So let's put a new blade in, and hopefully that will work much smoother. I'm just going to run another piece of card down here. There still is lots of gunk in there. You do need to maintain your trimmers. I must admit I'm not very good at remembering to do it. Right, I'm going to make this 9.5. That seemed a bit better, doesn't it? By 13.9. Must remember to put them on my shopping list though, because that's the last of my spare blades. Now let's find a mat, and let's come in with Memento because I've grabbed my stamping blends. What have I managed to get on there? I'm going to turn that over. I've obviously picked up some ink somewhere, but that's okay. That's why card has two sides. I think I've got some ink on that block. And let's ink this up. And stamp side as well. And I'm going to take a post-it note. I haven't worried about re-inking that. Hopefully it will be dark enough. Yes, and this is an all-over sticky post-it note, so doesn't particularly matter where on the post-it note I hit it. In terms of cutting it out, I haven't got to worry about it being lined up with the sticky strip at the top because it's sticky all over. I do have to be slightly concerned that all my pairs of scissors seem to have disappeared, apart from my ribbon scissors, and I'm not using my ribbon scissors for cutting paper. Right. It's taken me a long time to get a pair of ribbon scissors. I'm not going to start cutting paper with them, but I am going to cut, so I've had to find an old pair of scissors. I've got about 3 pairs of scissors somewhere, pairs of snips, just not in view. But let's cut round our post-it note, cut cut out our post-it note flower. Round we come, and of course once we've cut this out we can just keep reusing it until such a point as it's so battered it is no longer functional. We will stick that over the top of that big flower, and let's bring in one of the smaller blooms. I am going to make a mask of one of these as well. As you can imagine, I am now going to be in need of, I think tomorrow morning will be, first thing will be spent putting my desk back together. With all the odd bits of card and obviously buried scissors. And things that have just been piled to one side because I haven't had time to put them away. Let's cut around there. I'm going to mask this one up, and actually first of all let me mask that one up. Have another little flower coming out there. And before I remove that, there's that little bud. Come here, little bud. We might need to come back in with our masks in a minute. 4 leaves, but let's concentrate on flowers for now. Little bud. Hopefully managed to miss that pretty well. Yep. Let's bring this round here. And we'll add in some buds there. And then we have some leaves. And we'll just add in a few little leaves. So just building up our picture. And the fact that we're using masks means that it looks as if the flowers are growing in front of each other rather than piled on top of each other. And let's bring this one down here. And we'll have a leaf coming here and a leaf coming down there. Okay. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? So we could leave that just black and white, the same as the paper. But we won't. We'll come in with some Rococo Rose. And we don't have to worry too much about where we should put darker colours, because somewhere there's an artist that's drawn these stamps for us and they've given us these lines and things, which suggests that's areas of shading. So this is the dark Rococo Rose that I'm using here. Obviously, if you're sitting at home with lots of time, you would take a bit more time with all of this than I'm going to. Let's come in with the light Rococo Rose. Very squeaky. I haven't picked out a colour for the centre. I don't want to go too dark really. I might come in with just a light So Saffron in that centrepiece. It is very squeaky, Div. Don't know why that one is quite so squeaky. A very, very squeaky pen. Dark one, isn't it? It's just the light one. Let's come round that outside with the dark. Let's get ready for the squeak. It's funny how some of them do squeak. It's like a little mouse. Promise you no mice were harmed in the making of this card. This bud here, I'm just going to do that with dark. rather carried away with the amount of flowers that I stamped. Apologies. Could just do sort of spotlight colouring and just not colour all of them in. I wonder if being on that mat makes it more squeaky, possibly. Oh no, still squeaky. Wasn't the mat. Over to this side. There we come. In with the lighter one. You really want to sort of work those colours together because it's the alcohol solution in the pens that blends it together. So just the little ones on this side to go. We could of course have multicoloured flowers. Just do that bud while I've got the dark one in my hand. And then these ones up here. Taking a bit of a risk that this one won't dry out too soon, You don't want your ink to dry too much because then it does make it slightly harder for it to blend. That bit of blossom. There we go. So now we just need some mossy meadow for these leaves. Let's put down a bit of dark. And we'll come in with a bit of light. Let's add in some mossy meadow to these buds. Set all of those, just the buds then. There. So we have an explosion of flowers. Let's pick that up, and I think I'm going to grab mossy meadow. Now I'm going to take this with let's grab a Rococo rose. And some Rococo rose and mossy meadow cardstock. So let's cut this out 14.4 by 10. And then this one I'm going to cut at 10.5 all the way down the length of it and score it at just slightly shy of 14.9. Got a little mark on there, that's annoying. So you can see where that colour is all seeped through on the other side. I'm going to go into the other. No, it wasn't that die set. Yes, it was. It's the other set of. It was the other lot of dies, wasn't it? I'm going to take this little heart die and a bit of Rococo Rose. Just going to run that through the machine. Those are lovely little hearts. So my plate is getting very battered, but can you see how they've got like an embossed centre in them? So I need to cover up that little mark, but we'll just add some little Rococo Rose hearts as well, scattered around. Obviously it will be an odd number, so let's can I swing that one round? Yes, I can. That's better. Where's that other one gone? Ah, there you are. Didn't think it had gone very far away. And we'll have this one sort of up there, not quite in the corner, but that's looking very pretty. I'm not sure where that lid went. I'll find it in a minute. So that's doing some masking and colouring those flowers in. All very pretty. So that would make a, equally good birthday card or get well card or just thinking of you card, as well as anniversaries and weddings and things. Although, of course, we should never underestimate the fact that we need cards for weddings and anniversaries and things. We do need things in our stash that will fulfill that requirement. Let's clean these up. And that little one just there, we didn't actually use the little leaf, so big flower, there's the width, little flower, big leaf, little leaf, blossom, and we just need, there we go, all you need is love. Love is all we needed. So that's that one. Great stuff. I'll find my plastic sheet. Oh, there it is. I can say that'll appear in a minute, I'm sure. Let's have a little look at the other stamp set and see what we can pull out from there. I do find these little flowers all quite fascinating, but I think we're also going to dig in to this die step because I want to have a play with this die. I actually want to see what that one does, and I definitely want to see what that one does. So let's have a bit of a play. It's what it's all about. Get your new dies and stamps and things and have a play and see what they do. Have a bit of Blushing Bride. And I'm going to cut the cardstock in half because we don't need all of it. And then let's cut this in half again. I'm going to die cut this heart and we'll have a look at it and admire it. Now I've run that through once. Is it going to pop out, or should I have run it through twice? Oh no, I think sometimes when you've got a detailed die, it isn't overly surprising when it doesn't cut out beautifully first time, because it's asking a lot of your machine to get that pressure completely even all the way over. So one of the things that has obviously gone walkabouts, now here it is my take a pick tool. Okay. Get the brush on it and just brush out any that are going to be easy to pop out. Why make hard work for ourselves? And then we'll go back in and take any that are hanging on in there. And these 3 little bits. Oh. There we go. How pretty is that? It's rather lovely, isn't it? So let's have a little look and see what this little flower die does. Now I think there's enough Blushing Bride card on there to... That's rather fun. That does actually cut out a little heart. Excuse me. So that does indeed cut out these little flowers. It's just little outlines. So the same as these little flowers that are in the heart outline just here, you've got some more of those. Now what we need to know is how do they line up with those. So that would stamp that way and that would sit over the top. That's rather excellent. So if you want to add some colour behind those flowers, you can do. And presumably you could also add a bit of colour behind those. It would take some positioning. You'd probably want to lay that down and mark out that centre heart. But that is useful to know that they will fit. This is the fun, you see, of when you're exploring at the same time as I'm exploring. So that's that little die just there. And then we have this banner. And I think I'm going to die cut that in Blushing Bride 2. So you've got this banner that then has these score lines on it, which means you're going to be able to fold it and create a 3D banner like that. And if we go back, if I can find them, to our other set of dies. Okay, I'm going to take this die and this piece of foil paper. Now I just want a bit that's big enough to cut this centre heart out. So I think that will be big enough. So I'm not worried about all the bits around the edge. I just want that centre heart. So like that. Then I'm going to take the Blushing Bride foil, and again I just want a bit big enough to die cut that. Is my love supposed to have come out in 2 parts? It certainly has. Yes, it is supposed to come out in 2 parts. So if you cut love out and it comes out in 2 parts, panic thee not, you have not done anything wrong. That is how it is supposed to go. Now comes the question, what colour are we going to put that onto? I quite like the stripe. Now let's come back to our Blushing Bride cardstock, and I'll score that in half. I'm going to take some stripy paper and cut that 10 centimetres wide by 14.4, so the stripes are running down the paper. The crash as everything falls off the side. Let's come with this. Obviously you could die cut these with the double-sided sticky on the back, so that you could just stick them straight down without having to add any glue. I just forget I've got it, which is very silly. Make life easier for myself if I remembered I'd got it. Let's have that heart there. Let's bring in our big block. our foil heart. Our banner. Just going to put some glue either end. Let's fold that in. Just stick it down. And that will pop up. Just going to put some glue across the centre piece of this L. Oh, a bit too much glue there, Helen. The light is all completely wrong. I'm in the wrong place and can't actually see how much glue is on the bag. That's better. And then just let's put in a few of these black dots. That's better. So that really is the dies doing the work there. But what beautiful dies they are. And then there's our stamped and coloured flowers. What a gorgeous suite of products. I hope you've enjoyed playing along with me with all of these products today. If you've not been able to watch any, do go back and catch up with any of them. If you are a member of my customer group, my Me Crafty Ducks group, then there are some sort of little questions and things that you can respond to on there. Oh, that's not a problem. I've been on all day, Caroline, but they're all going to sit there. So you can go back and watch at your leisure whenever you're ready. So we've been playing, we've looked at 5 different suites. There's been videos posted about various other things. Yeah, do go back and enjoy them. So the questions and things that are up on the Me Crafty Ducks, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to do any draws for any of those. I'm going to leave that until tomorrow evening, so that anybody who has been at work or whatever has got a chance to go in and catch up. And I think I'm going to do the same with the alphabet scavenger hunt. I will wait until tomorrow evening to put the results up, and then that way anybody that hasn't had a chance yet to go and play will have a chance to go and play. So I hope you've enjoyed all those sweets. I will, where are we? Come on in a little bit. I'll collect myself together and I'll come on and I'll do a bit of a roundup, and we'll have a think about what we're going to be doing going forward. So thank you for joining me, and I'll catch up with you all soon.